Hola chicos, today we're going to discuss another tense in Spanish that is the el futuro perfecto, also known as el futuro compuesto. Why is it compuesto? Because the verb will consist of two verbs, the auxiliary verb and the main verb. In English, this tense is called the future perfect. So that future perfect indicative is used to discuss things that will have been completed at a certain point in the future. It can also indicate probability or what might have or could have happened. As in English, this tense is not used very commonly. It exists, it's correct, it makes your speech richer and more articulated, but it is not extremely common. But you should recognize it because when you read in Spanish, you will encounter it quite often. Okay? So what will you need to create this tense? You will need this simple formula, simple future of the verb haber, plus the past participle. All right, so let's take a look at this. The verb haber as the auxiliary verb in Spanish, we have seen it already when we were studying the present perfect. So you know it, and then you also already have seen the future. So the conjugations will be as follows. It will be abre for yo, abras for tú, habrá for él, ella, usted, habremos for nosotros, habréis for vosotros, you plural used only in Spain, habrán, you plural, and ellos. So it's ustedes and ellos. Please note that all of them will have accent marks except the nosotros form. All of them will have accent marks in the spelling. What will you need to create that future perfect? You will need the following. You will need to review the future, how it works, and that's why you need it to do the future conjugation of the haber, the auxiliary verb. You need to review present perfect because you will need to review the verb haber itself and why and when it is used. You will need the past participle, which is the third form of the verb. For example, I eat, I eaten, I have eaten. I see, I have seen. And note that it is also used with the auxiliary verb. I have seen is used with the auxiliary verb to have in English. So in Spanish, that is the haber. Yeah. So you will need the review the auxiliary verb. We talked about that. It is the haber in Spanish. So let's use for this reviewing of this tense, this little team of eco-terrorists, Three Little Pigs and the Wolf. Less known end of the story, when the big bad wolf failed to eat the three little pigs. They became friends. The wolf became a hippie, and he also became the theorist of anarchy. And then the little pigs grew up and they became big, and the wolf became old. And then let's see what happened. At some point, some pigs were taken into the farm, and the wolf and one of the pigs tried to liberate them. Let's see what happened. All right, so there is a wolf, and there is our now big evil pig, who became a convinced revolutionary. So we'll see how it functions. So the big evil pig says, habré estudiado la situación. Habré is the future of the haber, auxiliary verb. Estudiado is the past participle of the verb estudiar. You see it here, estudiar, to study. La situación, you know, it is the cognate, the situation. So I will have studied the situation. The next one is, habremos liberado a nuestros amigos. The future of the haber, auxiliary verb, no accent mark, note. Liberado, the verb to liberate, and it is the past participle of that verb. A, nuestros amigos, our friends. Please note it's a direct object, and then it is animated thing, nuestros amigos, so you use the a in Spanish for the direct object that is animated. Next one is, habrá caído el muro de la finca. The wall of the farm will have fallen because they're going to demolish it and to liberate the little pigs that became big and somewhat evil. Habrá, the future of the auxiliary verb, caído, the past participle of the verb caer, to fall. Note the accent mark, it has to be there. El muro de la finca, the wall of the farm. Okay, the next one is, habrán salido los nuestros. The future of the auxiliary verb, salido, the past participle of the verb salir, to go out, to leave, to abandon. Los nuestros, the ours, our friends. Our friends will have left. Habrás venido aquí. You have here the verb venir, to come. And then he says the wolf, you will have come here. So it is the future of the auxiliary verb, habrás, with the accent mark again. Venido, this is the past participle of the verb venir, and aquí, here. Okay, so you see how it works? It's the formula, and it always works like that. So they demolished the wall of the farm, the pigs were liberated, everything seemed to be okay, but then, as sometimes it happens, the revolution started to deteriorate. So the pigs trapped other animals and also became big, bad capitalist pigs. And the wolf was so sorry that he taught them. All right. So we learned in this lesson that as the formula goes for the future perfect, you will need the future and you need to review that. You will need to review the present perfect because the auxiliary verb haber will be discussed there. You already know and you should be clear on what the past participle is, which is the third form of the verb, eaten, painted, done, and so forth. And you need to review the auxiliary verb haber so you know how to conjugate it. So let's see what happened. The pigs became bad. The wolf became sad because he was sorry that it happened. The revolution has deteriorated and started eating its own children. So you have here, habrá cambiado la situación. The situation will have changed. You have the future of the auxiliary verb haber. You have the past participle of the verb cambiar, which is to change. La situación is the cognate, the situation, okay? Un día habré aprendido la lección, says the wolf. One day I will have learned the lesson, said the wolf sadly. One day I will, the future of the verb haber, auxiliary verb, the past participle of the aprender, to learn, and then la lección, the lesson, is the cognate, easy to understand. Finally, let's see, habrán hecho otra revolución. They will have done another revolution. The future of the auxiliary verb haber, don't forget the accent mark, hecho, remember that you will have some past participle that you need to memorize for the irregular verb. The verb is hacer in this case, to do or to make. Irregular verb have to be memorized, those forms. Hecho is not logical and does not fit into the normal paradigm. Otra revolución, another revolution. So I feel that today we covered pretty well the future perfect and the destiny of some revolutions. And poor sad wolf is going to read his books and probably not to participate in this business anymore. All right, I hope it was useful to you. If there are not enough examples, please write to me and I will be happy to record another one with more examples. Ciao, pescado.